This is a deck I used to play a lot of back when I used to play a lot of Pioneer on the stream. The general idea here are that Leyline of Combustion is like the only main deckable Leyline. Well, maybe, Leyline of Anticipation, maybe. But Leyline of Combustion is a very powerful effect for 0 mana. It also provides 2 free devotion. And then your devotion payoffs are, of course, Nykthos, but you also get Fanatic of Mogis to deal your opponents huge chunks of damage. And then now you also have Chandra Just to Kill as a fantastic planeswalker. Fantastic planeswalker for this archetype. Where it both provides you a lot of devotion and keeps your cards flowing. And like just keeping the cards flowing, I think, is important. You have to keep this hand every time. This hand needs to draw a red source in the top 2 to go crazy, crazy, crazy. And we are a 26 land deck. Although 3 of those lands are Nykthos and 3 of them are tapped. You keep this hand every time. Sorry, I gotta sign something. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Please, please, please draw a land. This is another thing too I like about the 26 lands. It's like you do have to keep like a lot of these landline hands that have huge upside, and like you're just obviously way more likely to draw a land in the 26 land deck. But like we can even like miss this land drop because as soon as we draw, like if we draw a mountain next turn, we have 6 mana on turn 3. We can go, you know, into Chainwhirler, or Chandra, Chainwhirler. Come on. Got this DocuSign to distract me. Yeah, deck is bad, actually. I quit. I can't watch any more of this. I'm sorry, chat. I don't know what to do. Listen, we're like, just at any point this game, we draw a land and we're in great shape. We're a 26 land deck. We missed on 5 looks. I can't do anything. I'm sorry. I'm just not powerful enough to draw a land. I don't know. I probably should discard Chandra again. Although, to be fair, 3 of those lands are Nykthos. Going down to 2. I can't believe it. I can't believe we drew Nykthos. It's so frustrating. The most frustrating draw possible. Okay. Swing is black-red mid-range. I think I'm going to cut the Eidolons for Reckoners in this matchup. Just move on. The hand was so sick. It was so sick. I know we could have played both Burning Trees and not be dead, but then they've done nothing all game. They definitely have 2 removal spells. We're also like chump blocking with the Burning Trees, right? Or double blocking. And so we don't get our devotion for the following turn. It's just, I think it's just right to concede there. I think I might mulligan this hand. The fact that our 3rd land enters untapped, I think is probably just a mulligan. Okay, this hand needs to draw a land. We probably don't want to go to 6. Or 5. But what's bad about this hand is that they can Thoughtseize my Shatterskull smashing, potentially. Awakening a little bit more tilting. Yeah, I guess maybe you're right. I will play this so I can play a 3-drop next turn. Harvester. Okay. I could play Awakening tap so I can Chandra next turn and just light up the night on this. I kind of like that because they've got all these like 3-mana 3/3s, the Harvester. One thing I learned from watching SCG is some people realize faster it's okay to concede. Yeah, I think my round two, I ended up conceding like 7 minutes into the match, and like, but that was like the entire reason I won the match was that I conceded really early against the blue-white control opponent. Okay, am I discarding the Shatterskull smashing? I think so. And next turn I can go potentially Reckoner, Chandra plus activate Nykthos. Maybe play just 2 Reckoners. Evolution plus Shadow of Mortality. Just put Emrakul into play. Maybe a 7 life in your combo deck. Don't love that. Yeah, dude, like I think that paper players are worse about it than they used to be, but paper players are like taking forever to concede against the control decks I've been playing. It's like my like round 1 opponent, I was playing Grixis Shadow, and like it was like I was super ahead for a game 1 we were just in garbage time, but every turn they would just take their draw step, like look at their board, like just like tank forever on escaping Kroxa, which was their only play because I like Chalice in play. They just took forever on all their turns, right? And it's like like I don't know if they used to be that bad, but it's tough because like you need to finish these games as fast as you can in these control decks. And like I played against I sat down, I revealed Kihira. My opponent said, "Oh, I played this match last round and I went to time." And then they started playing. They were playing really slowly too, and they're like, "Oh, I went to time playing this matchup last round." And I'm like, then game 1 was like 30 minutes, and then I was like, I kind of like was like, all right, we gotta only have 20 minutes left in our clock for games 2 and 3. Call a judge. Yeah, I would usually call a judge. It's kind of out of practice, to be honest. I should just call a judge. At least in round 1, like I remember round 1, like I would have definitely called a judge, but I was on camera. I didn't want my opponent to feel awkward. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, my opponent going, "Oh, I went to time last round," and I'm playing control deck. Oh no. I mean, if you need a 30 minutes to close the game, there's an underlying issue. I play as fast as anybody, and when I say it takes 30 minutes to close the game, I'm talking about my opponents just like being like, we're in super garbage time, and my opponents, this has been a really consistent issue playing the control decks. I'm in garbage time, and my opponents just like draw their card and they just sit there. They just sit there with no options, and then just like lose a couple turns later. But like that's the issue I'm having is like I'm playing control. I can't do anything because my opponents have a turn to take. They've got cards in their hand, but it's just garbage time, and they're taking much longer turns than I'm taking, despite having no options. What'd you say to a judge there? I'd say, "Judge, could you just watch and make sure the pace of play is like good?" I think my opponent's playing kind of slow. But yeah, obviously I should have called a judge. I didn't. I also didn't go to time. We were able to get through the rest of the match pretty quickly, but like I don't know. This has just been like my experience playing the Jeskai control deck last weekend, and then the Banned control deck at the NRG is like the game. The game is just it's just a control matchup game 1. It's over game 1. My opponent it's very much garbage time, but they just take forever to take their turns because they're behind. They want to try to figure out if they can maneuver out of it. They just can't. And how's 9 damage to the face, huh? What's your life total, opponent? Still think it's Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. So it's just been kind of frustrating. Obviously, like not that big a deal, to be honest. Sideboard Reckoner. So I like so like usually Eidolon is bad against the aggro decks and the creature decks. I think Reckoner is really good against the red decks, the creature decks, and so usually just swap Eidolon for Reckoner. It's usually like Eidolons and Reckoners are just good in opposite matchups. Keep this. What do you mean by garbage time? So garbage time is an expression that comes from football. When the game is over, it's impossible for one team to win because the score is so lopsided, but the game has to continue because at least in American football, Feed the Swarm takes 6 damage. Wow. That's a lot of damage. At least in American football, they just play it out. Depending, like you can have one team at 40 points and one team at 0 points. You still play the whole fourth quarter. And so it's kind of like that when you play against a control deck, where a control deck will have, 10 more mana than you, 7 cards in hand, you have no cards in hand, and have 3 planeswalkers in play and you have nothing. But the game is not technically over, but your opponent, you can never win. You can never win from that position. So that's garbage time. Okay, so I can deal 3 damage to this with the Shatterskull Smashing. I guess I'm just going to go exile a card here. Yeah, find Torch of Defiance. No, I did find a Chainwhirler. Just played Chainwhirler. And then I might just want to play a Smashing tapped here. I don't know that I'm going to want to cast both. I'm not sure how relevant my life total is, though. If I flood out, I'll probably cast both. However, the force play makes some miracle games possible. Yeah, sure. Like, obviously, like, there are some games that you are, like, literally 0% in. But, in some games you are, like, maybe 1 fraction of 1% to win. And, like, obviously, like, you get to play it out. But, and on Magic Online, it's not a problem. Like, this is a non-issue because there's chess clocks, right? So, your opponent just gets to spend as much time as they want. And they're free to do so because they're using their own clock and not the shared clock. We got 3 cards in their hand. Chandra down. So now I can't smash this next turn. I guess I'm playing Torbran and hoping we get to untap with the Torbran. It's kind of a scary place to be, but the Torbran's very good when you get to untap with Chainwhirler, Fanatic, Shatterskull Smashing in your hand. Oh man. I don't know what I'm discarding. I think I have to discard the Fanatic. The Smashing is just so good against the Decklist. Hopefully they don't have Push. Push is their last card. Damn it! Come on! Fuck, and I have Croaks in the yard. Okay, so I guess we just shock this in. Chainwhirler. In a position where we can maybe top deck out of this. The first strike wall is pretty real. Okay, so that's good draw for me because now they can't escape the Croaks with that draw. They can play Bone Crusher, no profitable attacks at the time of making this comment. We've got some good top decks, we've got some bad top decks. Too bad I don't still have a Smashing in my hand. Yeah, and again, I'm not like suggesting any course of action be taken with me complaining about having run into some slow opponents. I'm just kind of maybe cautioning other control players that like paper players are not playing as fast as they used to in my experience. Do I attack here? I kind of like attacking. They don't have good blocks, and I get to get in for 10. And they get to, like, smack back for 3, potentially. But I even have a good block here. Yeah, it's a good attack. A chump block is kind of weird. I guess chump block's good if they want to activate the castle. They do activate the castle, go down to 10. What's the best way to ask your opponent to play faster in paper? Yeah, you just gives them a croak. So I guess. I think it's still a good attack, though. Yeah, but in paper you could be like, hey, we only have this amount of time left on the clock. We got to play faster if we want to finish the match. And then if they say no, or if they don't play faster, then you can call a judge. And just kind of annoying, the whole dance and process, I guess. But that's what you do. Yeah, so they don't have a good attack here. Now I might just have lethal with Den. Can I double activate Den? No, 1 short. So if I fire up Den, they can block both Chainwhirlers going up to 13, but then they take 5, 9, 12. Ugh. It's not lethal. It's 1 short, right? Did I miscount, maybe? They block both Chainwhirlers. Oh, if they block both... Oh, so they'll block Kalitas on the Den. They'll block Kalitas on the Den. Destructotron with the 5-pack. Let's go. Yeah, they'll block Kalitas on the Den, so it's the same amount of damage. Yeah, taken. Let's fire up the Den. They block Den, Chainwhirler. They take 5, 9... Yeah, they're 1 short. I'm counting the Den token. The Den token's 3. They have a push for the Den. Well, we're not beating Fatal Push this game, probably. Yeah, Den is red. Token's red. Thank you, Destructo. I think I'm just playing my Mountain and passing. Don't like you very much. Gotta get to stuff from Destructo, make sure to thank them. Opponent draws a land, plays a land, casts a Graveyard Trespasser, drains me for 1. I don't think they have good attacks. Yeah, they don't have good attacks. We've got some good top decks. Fanatic, I think, just ends the game. What is this attack? What is this attack? I don't understand. So if I draw a land, I can double activate the Den. So we're fine. Chandra? Chandra's probably a win. Chandra minus on Kalitas. Attack with everything. They block a Chainwhirler. They take 5, 9. Yeah, not quite lethal. They have to chump block. I can't activate the Den. What a crazy game. Crazy game. 1-0. Despite losing that really frustrating game 1. For those of you who missed it, our opening hand game 1 was Mountain, Nykthos, Leyline of Combustion, Burning Tree, 3-mana Chandra. And just we're a 26 land deck, any red source lets us... although, you know, we have 3 more Nykthoses, but any red source lets us go crazy. And we can even, like, miss a land and still go crazy on, like, turn 4. One thing, like, this attitude of play tiered events is, like, a really simplistic, you know, statement to a very complicated topic, where deck selection is a huge part of Magic. Deck selection is a huge part of the game. And, I actually feel really good about so for one thing, for challenges, like weekend challenges are not super important events, right? They're fun, they're interesting. Your weekend challenge is not like a very important event at all. So I really like to play new brews and challenges to kind of test their mettle more there. But as far as my deck selection for these tournaments, I feel really good about choosing Bant and the Lotus Field deck in the Energy and the Dallas event. I actually think I played against 8 favorable matchups at the SCG. I finished 5-3. I think I had like not the best end of variance. I didn't play perfectly either, but I think I actually played against 8 favorable matchups, and I think that feels good for the deck selection. And as far as I think the Bant's control deck was great, a great deck as well, but I played against a lot of slow opponents and I went to time a lot. I also misplayed and like maybe lost my win in for top 8 for that event too. But it's also like, but you know, and it's, you know, it's kind of tough for me to answer that question in general though, where it's like every tournament is different. But I feel good about my selection for these bigger tournaments, and as far as the challenge goes, I'm not going to stop playing. I'm going to play Castellan. I'm not going to stop playing the new brews and the challenges because that's what I like to do. Yeah, I started off 4-0, and I started off 4-0 at the SCG, and then I think I ran kind of bad for like 3 matches, and that happens, you know? Okay, bye-bye Chandra. Hello, Chandra. I guess we're gonna go Chandra into Chainwhirler here. Yeah, exactly. A favorable matchup doesn't mean free wins. Yeah, it means like 55, 60 if you're lucky. And that's all Magic is, right? Is like select a good deck, play as well as you can, and hope that, you know, hope that things go your way. They didn't go my way this weekend. That's okay. Kind of scared of Wandering Emperor. What can I do against Wandering Emperor? If I Emperor, they minus. I can Chainwhirler, kill it post-combat. I think I'll just attack. Oh, whoops, I meant to activate Nykthos. I guess it doesn't really matter. I will, I think, just cast another Chainwhirler here, though. How's Pioneer been fun level for Modern? I like Pioneer a lot. I'm having a really good time with it. You know, I think that I've enjoyed... Modern has been an amazing format for a really long time. And I think it is going to continue to be really good, but... I'm having fun just playing something new, too. We'll be playing more Modern soon. So, Jim, question, you put more in paper online, and why? I mean, I think at this point, because I've been locked inside for 3 years playing Magic Online, I think I feel like I make more mistakes in... I mean, it's different kinds of mistakes where, like, I'll, like, forget to reveal a companion, or I'll miss a trigger that I wouldn't have missed on Magic Online. But also, like, when I play in paper, or when I play on Magic Online, I'm often streaming, and I do think I make mistakes that I wouldn't make in paper when I'm streaming, because a lot of times I'm distracted talking to chat, and I'll just, you know, I'm a very easily distracted person, and it's like just kind of easy for me to make a mistake that I wouldn't have made if I wasn't streaming the event. So I would say they're different kinds of mistakes. This was a very good turn, though. This deck is killing it so far, huh? Test Marvel already? Not yet. I've got a lot of to do on my list with Pioneer. I've had this deck. I had this deck prepped Sunday night. Pretty excited for it. So this matchup I wanted to bring in, I think, Stormbreath Dragon over Light Up the Night. There's gonna be a lot of like 4 of 4 of switches in this matchup, I think. What's my favorite brew in Pioneer right now? I'm really liking the Anvil deck a lot. This one's pretty cool too. No Embercleave or Annex. So I used to play Embercleave and Annex in a more aggressive version of this deck in the past. I just feel like that's like, you know, I think especially Chandra Just to Kill is like kind of the new big payoff, and I think you're a lot more incentivized to play this more more grindy, mid-rangey version, but you can build the deck in a more aggressive way. I'm gonna try Rogues. We just played Rogues the last couple of leagues. We went 4-1 into, I think, 1-2 drop. But Annex is good too. You could just play Annex by itself, maybe. I haven't played any Pioneer challenges on stream. You know, I probably would have. I just started Pioneer like 2 weeks ago, and so I had the SCG event this weekend. We'll try to do one this weekend, but I have a lot of family obligations this weekend, so I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna try though. And I try. Try all the time. For Champion Cleave still viable? Not sure. Not sure. I saw was that list or some Go Fish. I built the deck. I think that, you know, I didn't invent Rogues and Pioneer though. I didn't really look at too many other lists when building the deck, because I've played with Rogues and Pioneer like in the past too. It wasn't like a crazy hard deck to to put together, to be honest. If I ever just copy a list, which I basically never do for the channel, but if I ever do, I talk about it. Definitely, you know, get some inspiration from some lists, of course. I don't know what the correct threat to deploy is here. I kind of like Stormbreath Dragon. Am I playing Crabs and Rogues? I don't like it. I wouldn't play the Crabs. Is Ascendancy... Just Ascendancy is a good deck in Pioneer, I think. I don't know what opponent's doing here. Maybe they have like a Shark? Deluge? Okay. So what's cool here is like the only way they could really answer this is with Verdict, and then if they Verdict, they get to Chandra. Oh, and yes, that's right, this card. But they already have one in play. I don't know if they play more than one. Maybe they play 2. Yeah, I forgot about this card. That actually happened to me the other day. They killed my Stormbreath with the castle. Okay, Farewell. Also getting rid of my Leyline. So we'll go Burning Tree into Chandra. Having 2 Den of the Bugbears here is also phenomenal. This matchup is probably good, I guess. I think Hidden Strings is a playable deck in Pioneer. I think the Hidden Strings deck is one of the best decks in the format. I also don't know, why do people call it Hidden Strings and not Lotus Field? I know that's what it's called in MTG Goldfish. I don't know why. Like, why is it called Hidden Strings? Why is it not called Lotus Field? I don't understand. I want to cast another Leyline. I don't mind having a Leyline in play. Yeah, I call it Lotus Field too, but like it's like a lot of people have been calling it Hidden Strings. I don't get it. Because like when you call it Hidden Strings, isn't there just so much like Hidden Strings? What? And what does that card do? Whatever, not a big deal, I guess. I've met someone who said that they were a Hidden Strings player. Yeah, I mean it's just a visual bug. This should go away, but it doesn't go away. Yeah, I'm a Sultai Ultimatum player, actually. Alright, so if we chump the Hall, then we're losing our our Chandra goes to 1. Oh, they're just ignoring Chandra. It's kind of bold. So, Hall at me, Samurai Token at Chandra. Okay, we'll just let that happen, I think. And then maybe we go like minus on the Samurai Token, fire in with the Den of the Bugbear, send them at the Wandering Emperor, and then they can double block Den, kill it, double block Emissary, kill it, or chump to keep the Emperor alive. Which isn't great. I kind of think this is the line. Gargantuan, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, Den of the Bugbear is weirdly one of the most expensive cards on Magic Online. It's like a supply issue, I think. Okay, so they are going to prioritize killing the Den because they're a blue-white player and they always lose to that card. Which is fine, I just have a second Den. Really happy with that block. Totally fine if they, I think, spend the turn hauling, because I've got the Goblin tokens on defense. I've got Chandra. They only have 1 card in their hand, too. They also have their Yorion still, though. They do fire at the Hall, put me down to 4. Is Pioneer solved? No, Pioneer is not solved. Pioneer has been, I think, pretty open, pretty exciting, dynamic. I've been enjoying it a lot, too. Probably going to just sit over for 2 here. I drew Field of Ruin, which is gonna be good against my Den. they do get a trigger from Leyline of Combustion though. Down to 15. Fanatic of Mogis would be 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. It's a lot. Kind of think they've got a counterspell, or I guess they're just gonna flashback Deluge. So let's go exile top card. See what we find. Just hit them for 2. I think I'm going to play Eidolon and attack with Chainwhirler, Burning Tree. If they want to spend their turn not flashing back Deluge and blocking the Goblin guy, that's okay with me. But I want to leave back 2 blockers for the Hall, so I'm not just like that 1 removal spell here. Okay. Oh, I didn't think that they would have enough mana for a Verdict plus Hall, but... Oh! They didn't go for it. They missed the line. Damn it. I mean, we were dead. We were dead. I thought they saw the line, so I conceded. Maybe I want to play, like, 1 Light of the Night over, like, the 4th Chainwhirler. It's fine. The Teferi value is just too much to say no to, of course. Who can blame them? I think we'll put back an Awakening here. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, classic control decision. Just play the Teferi instead of winning the game. Oh, we should put back Nykthos, I think. Maybe they'll Field of Ruin it. Is bringing Alpine Moon for Hull not good? Yeah, it's not good. Do not bring an Alpine Moon for Hull. Yeah, I was really hoping to get through some counter magic this turn. Might actually seem kind of weird, but I'm going to play the second Leyline, where this gives me Devotion for Nykthos if it resolves. If they have a counterspell, I'd much rather them counter this than Chandra. So, but the new Pyroconauts is going to be a regular thing? I don't know. Probably, yes, probably, but I just have a general policy of playing what I want when I want and what I'm interested in, and I think that works out usually because, you know, I think what I'm interested in is usually interesting, and I think usually what I'm interested in, other people are too. Not always, of course. Thoughts on 6-mana Chandra for this matchup? We've got those Stormbreath Dragons. I think that 6-mana Chandra is kind of a trap. I feel like that card is like a lot worse than people generally think it is. It's not, you know, unplayable though. I also just like don't plan to stream out any more than like 1 or 2 days at a time. Like I'll like often have like a deck prepped early, but yeah, I'll often have like a deck prepped early, but I usually just like to prep a couple decks, play what I want, and that way I can just keep it fresh and keep it interesting. That's just how I like to do things. And they've got 5 cards in their hand. Absorb Gaining Life is so good. Ugh. We do have 2 Den of the Bugbears, thankfully. Yeah, not being able to get in not being able to get in the 3-mana Chandra on turn 3 was really tough on the play. Like being, if you can get that in on the play, it's just such a big deal for your matchup. Taking 13 or taking 6 down to 13. Deluge. Is Aetherbrooks Marvel too janky for Pioneer? I know that when Pioneer first came out, me and a lot of other players tried to see how good the Marvel deck was, and it wasn't that good, but it was largely not that good because Teferi Time Raveler was a really popular card in the format. And now Teferi Time Raveler is a banned card in the format, so it is something I'm interested in looking into again. I have like a really long list of stuff I want to explore in Pioneer, and so I do think we're going to be here for a while. Probably not every single day, but I've got a lot of stuff I'm interested in this format right now. Five cards in their hand. I realized that they had the Fateful Absence on F6 just in time. Worst possible draw though. Okay, shoot. I think because I have a dead card in my hand, I do want to cast the Awakening here. It's kind of close. Probably just taking an L. I think I might just concede. They've got Deluge in the graveyard. It's just over. Sad. Game 1 was crazy. I thought we were going to win game 2 too. Probably a mulligan. Playing against these Pricey Brews last weekend. No. The Fiend Artisan's playable in Pioneer. I've seen it played. I don't think it's a truly horrible card. Marvel got decent with Genesis Ultimatum. Oh yeah, that card seems like a pretty good addition. Was Omniscience? Omniscience is legal in Pioneer now too, or at least when I say two, I mean just kind of like since I've been playing. I guess it's been legal for a while. Probably play Genesis Ultimatum too. Marvel might just be like a worse Winota though, right? Where it's like, if you're wanting to play 4 mana, like build around, win the game, Winota is like probably just a bit faster, and like probably has a better plan B. Is Trickery legal in Pioneer? I bet Trickery is legal. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's Greasefang. Oh yeah, so I guess maybe I should be playing the Weathered Runestone. Somebody commented earlier that Weathered Runestone is better than Cage because it stops Parhelion from coming back. That might be true. It's got Portable Hole, Hallowed Fountain. Golos seems way better than Marvel and Pioneer Modern. Golos is just better than everything. Thoughts on Void Rend? Is that the new Esper destroy a non-land permanent? Because I think that card's really boring, to be honest. It's like not good. It's like not good in Modern. There's like millions of better 3-drops. Like Esper is just 3-drop tribal, I guess. Esper is just like all you get are mediocre 3-drops, and you're gonna like all of them, but none of them are really gonna be that good. Yeah, all you're gonna get are 3-drops, and you're gonna like it. And in Pioneer, you're like really not that incentivized to play Esper. You can play Esper, but two color like fair decks are generally better. Maybe this card makes Esper control and Pioneer more viable. Maybe it's probably gonna be good in Standard, but it's just like a pretty boring card to me, to be honest. Runestone is good versus Emergent Ultimatum version of Lotus Field. I believe that, yeah. Yeah. You rent some. Okay. Karn. So we just exile the top card. And I think I'll just play the most mana efficient spell after not finding anything better to do off the Chandra. Yeah, I think opponent's playing Greasefang. I can't really imagine what else it is here. Okay, it's pretty good. Oh, hopefully they can't crew it, but it's a good chance they can, of course. To play Whirler again? Maybe it is better to play Eidolon. We're trying to be too good if you could hit lands. It would be really, really, really good. Be much, much better. 3 mana on counterbalance speed removal could be good if Murktide starts really dominating Modern. I guess. I mean, there's already like plenty of like I don't know that this necessarily is like a unique thing though. Okay, so this is only a 5/5, so they can't kill both of my permanents here. I don't know. The card is at least like very boring to me, to be honest. Like just 3 mana 1/1, doesn't hit lands like Vindicate does. Just kind of a boring card. So if I draw land, I can kill Karn with the Den. I could also light up the Knight, the Karn, which I guess I'm going to. This does deal 1 more damage if it's creature planeswalker. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, maybe. I'm not saying the card will never see play in Modern. I'm not saying the card will not see any play in Pioneer. It's just kind of a boring card, right? And I just want to see an Esper card that doesn't cost 3 mana. I'm so tired of Esper. Like, now we've got Esper Charm, the new Esper Charm, Archmage's Charm, Kai's Guile, Vindicate, this card, Teferi Time Raveler, Ashen, you know, Dakin. It's just, every card costs 3 mana. Does Marvel go in a team or mid-range show, or would it be better to go all in? I remember when Pioneer was first out. I played this Marvel deck that played Hour of Devastation and Field of the Dead, and I actually really liked that deck. And in that deck, sorry, let me just attack first. And in that deck, what I liked about it was that Hour of Devastation was like a really good top end to hit, and like because it got you 2 Field of the Deads, you didn't need any more late game than just the Hour of Devastations, and you didn't have to play any goofy 10 drops in the deck to draw. That being said, I'm not sure. Like I don't know if there's a similar game plan you can employ like that anymore. I kind of don't think that there is, but maybe it would be valuable to try to find it. What is happening? March. Okay, they're leaving up 2 mana. I'm not sure what that's for. Hour of Promise. I do. Sorry, I do mean Hour of Promise. they must have a Mending in their hand, right? No, okay, they just took 2 damage for no reason. Because they could have overpaid against the Eidolon. No, they're not. They don't have anything to crew the Sky Sovereign, which I'm really happy about. Can deal them 5 damage with the Light Up the Night. Another Light Up the Night. So we can do him 1 with Chandra, then 5 or 4 with this Light Up the Night. I think I'll just exile for a card here. Pretty good card. Okay, so that lets them crew the Sky Sovereign. They can't kill both of my Chandras, they can kill one. So they can go like 3 damage to Chandra Drusty Kill, 6 damage to Chandra Torch of Defiance. And then I can go make a mana with Chandra, Chainwhirler, Light Up the Night, Grease Fang for 2. Although now I can do that. And maybe draw something better to do off the Chandra. So I can maybe like find a Burning Tree or something to Eidolon. So we play Eidolon and Light Up the Night the Grease Fang. It's probably fine. Tezzeret. So Tezzeret can turn Sky Sovereign into a 4/4 that gets to attack every single turn. And then they get to kill both of my permanents here. I can kill the Tezzeret with Din. Wasn't it better to flashback the light instead? I have to lose the loyalty of my Chandra. It costs 4 mana to flashback too, so I think so. Yeah, I think I just kill the Tezzeret and then hit my opponent for 1. Or maybe I just hit my opponent for 4. If I hit my opponent for 4, I put them down to 7, and then I can go Chainwhirler Fanatic, that's 4 damage. No, I'm going to kill the Tezzeret. Oh, right, down to 4/4, stays 6/5. Right. 4-turn clock, though, still potentially raceable. Oh, they can hardcast Parhelion? No, stop. Oh, they can't. They can crew it with this and hit me for 13 next turn. Hit me for 13 next turn, so I can crew Din, attack them for 4 down to 6, and then if I draw exactly Burning Tree Emissary, I win. Don't see a better line. Don't see a better line. Yeah. Also, if they leave me with, I guess that they can block the Goblin token. The Rakdos Shadow Stun deck with Scourge, the new Shadow's main threats. I can't see it being good in Pioneer with no Street Wraith, no fetch lands. Okay, hold on. We're not celebrating quite yet. I may have also miscounted. I don't think I did, though. I don't think I did. Opponent's gonna be fuming. No, the lands don't count it towards your devotion. It'd be crazy if they did. Play to your outs, baby. Play to your outs. Let's go. On top lane, we killed Nykthos. Chainwhirler into Nykthos. Actually, didn't Bugbear. They have blockers off the angel tokens or blockers. That was crazy. I think Stormbreath Bring Pro White's pretty good. I need something like -1 light, Eidolon, 2 Chainwhirlers. That was a crazy win. Looks like an arena deck. I mean, it's just like Pioneer is a lot closer to standard than it is to modern. You know, just have like a curve and you got threats and stuff. This hand's pretty slow. Does have a turn 4 Stormbreath. Does have a Nykthos. I think I'll keep. Sick, 3 months. Appreciate ya. What about this deck? Okay, I'll give you a brief impression, but usually you gotta give subs or gift $10. I have seen this deck, the Mono Blue Tempo deck. I think it's pretty good. I think that there is some room for innovation and exploration here. I would recommend working on it. How often does Leyline trigger? It actually triggers every time your opponent targets a permanent you control. Not as often when it's in your hand. Doesn't trigger though. Although the Valakut Awakenings do help, you know, get these away. Maybe I should have left it in hand because of that. Well, I might just hardcast this. Yeah, the 8th card Leyline every time, baby. So next turn I can go. Oh, I can't go Chainwhirler, activate Nykthos in 1 short. I do have a mana from the Chandra, if that's not enough. They don't have any white mana. It's kind of interesting. I do think I'm gonna go with my initial plan of just casting turn 4 Stormbreath Dragon. Not sure like what counter spells they play, but I think this dodges most of their removal, if not all of it. Also gonna attack through the Parhelion. So also finding Death Bowl Warcry list. I deleted all my old Pioneer decks, which I now regret. I just needed to free up space for Magic Online's memory. I do really regret deleting all the old decks though. But you could like find it on YouTube. I know that Saffron Olive played the deck. It is on the Stream Decker somewhere too. Discard their Parhelion. Do they have White Source, Greasefang? They have White Source. There's no way they have Greasefang, right? If they're tanking this long. Maybe they have a different line that's okay. Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. So a Chainwhirler plus a Stormbreath Dragon attack does kill this, or Chandra Ping plus a Stormbreath Dragon attack. Discard Sky Sovereign, Thirst for Knowledge. I'm just going to go after them, I think. So plus this is 3 damage down to 11, 6 down to 5, 3. I guess I could kill the Tezzeret. Yeah, I guess I'll just kill the Tezzeret because I'm not dealing lethal. I was kill with the Chainwhirler and the Chandra Ping. And I think I'm beating a Greasefang now. The Stormbreath is just going to get him. Yeah, I could have put them to 2, but I think it's just better to kill the Tez. It's so much. If you want to post in the link to the Warcry deck in the chat, that'd be fine. Okay, Verdict is Heartbreaker. Guess I'm gonna exile the top card. And I'll get a new hand, 5 new cards. It's kind of an exciting draw. Okay, those are exciting draws too. Think I just pass. Leyline and Ping, I misread Leyline. I don't know what you think Leyline does. I could have Leylined and pinged them that if they target me, they die, but it only triggers when they target. The Mutavault or Faceless Haven would be better in a mono black aggro deck. Mutavault probably wasn't that lethal. I didn't have mana to cast. I didn't have mana to cast anything here. I was out of mana. I was out of touch. I was out of time. I didn't have 4 mana to cast Fanatic, chat. I'd already activated Chandra. That's how I got the Valakut Awakening in the first place. I did, perhaps, I hate to say it, I would hate to imply this, but I maybe missed chat lethal. Okay, they gained 4 life off the Sunset Revelry. Wait, they're just letting me ultimate this? Okay, game over. Game over, man. Game over. And tapping land, the Burning Devotion choose 4. Yeah, this card costs 4 mana. Card costs 4 mana. Why did I didn't play the Burning Tree Emissary because it being in play to attack was, I think, pretty useless. I think it was like if they Grease Fang, they get to block it, and I just wanted, and it's bad against a removal spell like a Portable Hole. But if I just hold it, the next turn I can go Burning Tree Emissary, Fanatic, hit them for 3, and they're at 3. So I didn't think like casting it last turn really did anything. I think this is a keep. This is 4 mana on turn 3. The second Nykthos is kind of a mulligan, but this would be like a great mulligan to 6. When it's both to 5. Playing a mono green deck probably. Yeah, I think it's still better to play the Eidolon this turn. We have 6 mana on turn 3 in Pioneer, which is pretty good. Don't necessarily have anything to do with it beyond the Fanatic. Would love for the second Nykthos to have been like third smashing or something, but whatever. Is win trading as big a thing in modern Pioneers? Seems to be vintage standard. It's not really a thing, I think, in these formats. No, not as far as I know. Not saying it never happens, but I've never seen it be an issue really. Okay, so we get to go Burning Tree Emissary into Eidolon into Fanatic and hit them for 9. 9. No control. Thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Pretty good turn 3. Maybe should have attacked first. Okay, I'm okay if they jump block, I guess. Go down to 5. Lots of good top decks. We are out of gas. They just concede. Awesome. So I do think that the ley lines are not very good in this matchup, despite, you know, obviously not being bad there. I think you usually want to cut the ley lines for their Reckoners. Reckoners are really good against the mono green deck. And click submit. Okay. I think this hand has way too upside to mulligan. Gonna have to get a little lucky with it, I think. Which is, you know, definitely like a big part of this deck. High upside, hope to run well. Are there no one drops good enough for the deck? I looked at every single one drop in the format, and I didn't see a single one that I really wanted to play besides Experimental Synthesizer, but I didn't think it was correct to play the Synthesizer, unfortunately. Yeah, you are of course free to suggest one drops if you think I have overlooked something, but I didn't really see any that looked good. Yeah, Ragavan would be pretty good. What about the new Ob and Shadow builds? I would not play the new Ob in any Shadow deck, I think. Zergo isn't good? Not really. It's just like a 1-mana 2/2. I don't know. You could play it. Okay, punish for playing the Burning Tree. But Zergo's definitely not good. It's maybe something you can play. But no, I don't think that Zergo is good. The Red Saga? I don't know about that one either. I mean, yeah, you could play them. I don't like. There's a lot of like mopey one drops like that, like the Red Saga, like Zergo, that I don't think are like necessarily great on your curve, and I don't think are necessarily good in in the format or necessarily good in the archetype, but they're ones you could play. Yeah, you could play Fable too. I think it's a problem that it doesn't provide you much devotion though. So they're just gonna double the power here probably. Oh, they're gonna fight. Okay. Saga buff Eidolon to 3 toughness. Yeah. It's true. Eidolon's also, though, like, not as good in Pioneer as it is in Modern, because, like, curves are higher. Like, you board it out a lot. Okay, Cavalier. I get to draw a card. Did they miss on the land? Or did they put a force into play? I think they put a force into play. Yeah, Epicure is pretty good. But yeah, I do think without like good cards to discard, artifact synergies, sacrifice synergies, it's probably not what you want. But yeah, at the very least, all the 1-drops seem just super mediocre. Just not something that I really that interested in. Okay, so this hits them for 6 damage. And then I think we're in another situation where if we draw a Burning Tree Emissary, we could win. Let's see, next turn I can go Nykthos for 4 mana. Can I actually, maybe I could just play both. Yeah, I can actually just play both with the second Nykthos here. So that's going to be 7 and then 8 damage for 15. Okay, we're actually live if they don't kill any of our creatures or kill us or gain life. Dang it. That card probably does one of those things. I bet that does one of those things. They get Meteor Golem? Yeah. No, of this is not banned in Pioneer. Leyline is, though. I'm glad to see it. Oh, they bricked pretty hard, but I'm glad to see that the Devotion decks are playing Cavalier plus the Storm the Festivals. I think that is the best way to go. And they're still going too. They have another Storm the Festival. And Surok. I just don't know how they fit in cards like Werewolf Pack Leader Surok. I guess they don't play Burning Tree Emissary, they don't play Wolfwillow Haven. Oh, then this was banned and unbanned. Okay, I don't remember it being banned, but I believe you. When was it banned? Like alongside what? Alongside Leyline, okay. Sounds kind of familiar now that you mention it. Pack Leader. Okay, we draw an Eidolon. Good for Devotion for sure. I might also double block if they attack. Which is bad for Devotion, but just trading 2/2 for 3/3 is not too bad. Okay, well they're probably not attacking if they're gonna just pre-combat Lenore Elf. Okay, let's Chandra minus on the Pack Leader pass, I think. Could attack. Then they get to kill my Chandra pretty free. I don't think I should give them a free Chandra. Although, I don't know. They do get some type of 5 mana. Kind of scared of Nissa on this board. Maybe I double block a Forest. Cavalier is pretty fine, I think. Card's pretty slow. They don't mill over a, they don't get a Nykthos, they don't mill over the flashback card. It's hard to be too upset about that. I think we just exile top card here. Shatterskull Smashing. So I have 6, 7 mana. Kind of can't imagine that I don't want to at least kill these 2 Elvish Mystics. Wait, can I not activate Nykthos? Why can't I activate Nykthos? Okay, so there we go. Just a bit confused. Yeah, 2 gifted subs for deck tech. Can you explain why Alpine Moon season board for the matchup? Trim some 4-drops. Alpine Moon's not good against the Nykthos deck. It just turns into the forest. You're spending a card to get card disadvantage. You can kill their permanents to turn off Nykthos. That is a much better way to do it. Okay, I think we just let Chandra die. Yeah, you shouldn't be bored to get in here. That is a pretty exciting draw. Yeah, I do think I'm going to chump here next turn, eat this if they attack, obviously. Yeah, Alpine Moon is just in the sideboard for the Lotus Field matchup. The Lotus Field matchup is really bad, so I'm really respecting it. Playing a lot of copies in the sideboard, but yeah, don't overthink it. It's not good against Nykthos. I think that this is like again, one of the easiest like traps to fall into when you're learning to sideboard or you're learning a deck or you're learning a format, you're learning blah 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 blah. Is that okay? Are they dead? Do I have enough mana to light up the night and Chandra? I do. I was like, I can at least I can plus first, but it's just so easy to like recognize that a card does something in a matchup, that it has some text. I think I could just afford to let that go. Like recognize that a card has some text, like Alpine Moon has text in this matchup, and then just like want to board it in when it's like, you know, not better than your other options. All right, GG. What's the best budget placement for Force of Vigor in Modern? If you're playing red, probably Ancient Grudge. If you're playing green, you have a lot of disenchant effects. It's gonna be different for any of your decks. You got a full house. I think I'm keeping this. I don't really know. It sounds great if it draws a Nykthos. Would it take for Bob to be playable again? It's a time machine maybe. I don't know. Like Dark Confidant is somewhat playable. Sometimes Hammer Time plays it. Some mid-range decks occasionally put up results in Dark Confidant. But, like, no single thing all of a sudden, you know, undoes the fact that cards like Liliana, Tarmogoyf, Snapcaster Mage, Dark Confidant, all at one point used to be just a lot better than other options, and now they are no longer, like, clearly better than, like, many other options. Now there's, like, just other cards on their power level, you know? Like, these cards used to be just a step above everything else, and now they're not. Wavos, you with the 5 months, appreciate ya. Been loving Cabal Conference video on YouTube. Yeah, that deck's awesome. Glad you're liking it. Is this that fire new whole experience brew? I put this deck together. I don't know if I've also played a deck very similar to this, like back when I used to play Pioneers. Not like that new, but I did not get this list from Will. There could have been some parallel thinking, of course. Why not double Burning Tree? I was thinking it would be better to go Eidolon into Burning Tree, Eidolon the following turn, so I get to use the mana. Not 100% sure this was correct, though. And take 4? Yeah, and take 4. Yes. You never took 4 before? Seriously, with 6 months? Appreciate you. Yeah, Elden Ring is the best spirit. Absolutely. Did I say Elden Ring? Eidolon. I think I said Elden Ring. I think it's pretty likely my opponent probably has a way to protect the Rattle Chain, so going Shatterskull smashing on this is maybe worse than just playing 2 Eidolons. We'll see what they do. They might like flash in Rattle Chain's block, then maybe smashing is correct. Or maybe just still playing 2 Eidolons is correct. Yeah, I got the ring on the brain. I killed the dragon that I missed yesterday, so I think I killed all the main bosses. And most of the side ones too. Age for the gifted sub. One more for the deck tech. As I saw you asking about earlier. Flash and Supreme Phantom, take 2. I think I just play Eidolon. Like, I can cast this through the Eidolon's next turn. I can get up to 11 pretty easily here. And then it's like they're going to have a hard time attacking with the Rattle Chains, potentially. Maybe not, but if they don't attack with the Rattle Chains, they lose the Curious Obsession. Dragon Master Outcast as a 1-drop to get Devotion Ball rolling is a threat that actually fits in the deck. I mean, I don't know if it's a threat that gets into the deck. Like, you're not, like, wanting to hit 6 land drops usually. I also think, like, 1-drops don't... I feel like... I don't think they fit the curve of the deck very well either. Where it's like, if you go 1-drop into 2-drop, you can't play a 4-drop on turn 3. Which is what this deck ideally wants to do, is play a 4-drop on turn 3. Which you can do with any combination of, like, Eidolon plus Leyline plus Nykthos, or Burning Tree, Eidolon, Leyline, all the 2-mana cards, and Leyline let you play your 4-drops on turn 3. And so it's like, the 1-drops are all mediocre and underpowered, and the 1-drops are all, like, don't fit on your curve very well. So I think that this plan I have here of just not playing 1-drops is correct. Okay, so I think I'm going to cast this, deal 2 here. And then 1 to the Supreme Phantom. Alright, if you want to put something in chat, we can take a look. Reed with the raid. Thanks, buddy. Been playing some Pioneer. Played a Mono Red Devotion. Played some Rogues earlier. Welcome everybody from Reed stream. Up a game. Oh, good timing because you can see the list too. So we're on the draw now against Spirits. I feel like it looks like the Mono Blue Spirits variant too. So we could keep in the ley lines to go kind of fast, but this card has, I think, little text. I guess they do play the bounce spell. But I don't think I want to play the Reckoners or the Dragons. I think I might just run this back. Splitting damage makes me cold against other lords. If they flash in another lord there, they take 6 damage and lose. So I don't think that matters at all. Okay, so updated Minotaurs with Deathbell and Warcry. I used to like this deck back in the day. Prospector's an interesting addition. You have to play 4 Boros Reckoner, right? Because that's your other combo, is Boros Reckoner, Star of Extinction. Yeah, I would play the 4th Reckoner for sure. And then now you get this new Minotaur that you didn't get before. That card seems fine. Yeah, I'm not even sure that the Prospectors are good. I also like... Yeah, hold on. Yeah, you should be... I used to play the Vessel, the 2-mana Vessel that... Okay, Chainwhirler is the best card in this matchup, so we'll keep... but I used to play the Vessel, the card that, like, you could sack for 4 mana. Like, you just need the acceleration. You need to play, like, 4 of those cards, I think. And I don't know that the looting effects are that good in this shell, either, because you're just, like... You're kind of just mulliganing to a fast Warcry or a fast combo. Like, you're not really, I think, wanting to loot that aggressively. Like, you could play Fire Prophecy. You could maybe play Reunion or Thrill, but probably not 4 of each. I guess I'd probably just go minus a Prospector, +1 Reckoner, +1 Star of Extinction. I might want to play Valakut Awakening in this deck, though. Maybe you just actually play 4 Fire Prophecy, 4 Valakut Awakening, and you don't mess with the Cathartic Reunion thrills at all. I'm not sure. That's pretty good. Might lose game 2 here. I also don't know that I love the Black Splash. I don't know how necessary it is. It could be necessary. I like the ley lines even without, like, the hard Black Splash. You can at the very least play Pathways over Mountains. Like, the red-black Pathways over Mountains are pretty free. I guess less free with the Dragonskull Summits. But they don't cost you that much. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I'd build the sideboard, but I feel like I probably would try to be more red than this. How you cast Reckoner? What? You just cast it for red? Yeah, but I think you need 4 Vessel Volatility too. Yeah, we have Reckoner in the we have 4 Reckoners in the sideboard, and we have I think I'm just gonna take the 2. We have 4 Reckoners in the sideboard and the Chainwhirler's main. Reckoner is like really good in this deck against the opposing creature decks and the opposing red decks, and I think it usually is bad to have Reckoner against Okay, probably losing this game. Reckoner against like blue-white control. It's okay against Phoenix, but it gets bounced by Borrower pretty easily. I think I mostly just like it in the sideboard. And then what's also kind of nice is like I feel like Eidolon and Reckoner are usually like good in opposite matchups. And so like a lot of times you just cut the Eidolons for Reckoners. Wouldn't you want to Braids in the board to answer Oven and Anvil? If we're talking about, I don't know which deck we're talking about, but if we're talking about the Minotaur's deck, you could just kind of like ignore Oven and Anvil and combo kill them. A Braid is one of those cards that people just like, they're like, oh, this deck's got a Braid in it. That's just good deck building right there. This deck's got a Braid. That's a good deck. That's good deck building. I'm not saying a Braid is bad or unplayable, but it's just like, that's what we need right there. We needed a Braid that's gonna cover. That's gonna cover a lot of our bases. We're gonna have a Braid. We're just gonna have our bases covered with that. Did you see the Wizards deck is soft to control? I don't know if I said that. I think I've been beating control when I've been playing it. Why are the Braid lovers Southern? It's just one of the many many Magic player characters I do, I think. That's just good deck building right there. Gonna get a lot of bases covered. We're gonna be alright. I'm gonna mulligan this. And I think reluctantly keep this on the mold 6. If we draw a land, hand's fine. The Minotaurs will suffer too much against blue-white. Yeah, you're gonna be terrible against that deck. No, I said. Did I say land? I think I said red land actually, not Nykthos. Yeah, a Braid is not a bad card. A Braid is not a bad card, but people, I don't know. A Braid is a totally playable card, totally good card in Pioneer. Yes. It's not a card that every red deck's gonna want though, but it's also like it's the kind of what I'm kind of trying to say is it's the card that nobody ever questions, like that it's in the deck. They're like a Braid, all right, that's good. We're just gonna move on. There's nothing else to see here. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like there's just kind of cards like that at Modern too, like. That like I think the cards you could talk about that people just like don't like if you put it used to be like Jace the Mind Sculptor and like the blue white list, like people would be like, all right, or, there you go, you got your Jace, that's fine, moving on. And I just think in general like there's a bit more options for these kind of cards than people act like there are. Maybe not. Yeah, Kolaghan's Command is easily the best example, yeah. Yeah, Kolaghan's Command, that's just good deck building. We're gonna keep that right there. We're gonna move on to the next card. Not gonna ever ask a question about Spike. Do you think Kolaghan's Command should be here? No. This mono blue deck is pretty cool. Been playing against it some. What a painful draw. I think I have to play the Leyline. It sucks. But if they're just gonna kill my Chandra, then I lose the devotion for the Nykthos. Brave, think of the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's in there for the grindy matchups, this Kolaghan's Command. Although, the main grindy matchup in Modern is a 4-color Omnath, and Kolaghan's Command is terrible against them, and it's not that good against blue-white control, and it's not that good. It's not that good against Rhinos, and it's not that good against Living In, and it's not that good against a lot of decks. Everybody's like, you shut your mouth, stop this Kolaghan's Command slander right now! Okay, we're super dead. Sorry, believers. We're gonna run it back though. When I play Vessel Velocity over Bullet Goblin, yeah, you have to play 4 Vessel in the Rhinos deck. You have to play 4. It's not a conversation, I think.